The Miami Dolphins are facing significant salary cap challenges, forcing them to evaluate which veteran players they might need to move. This financial pressure has put some very big names into trade rumor mill, and one audacious proposal could send a $90 million superstar, described as a supercharged version of Darnell Mooney, to the Atlanta Falcons. Miami's cap situation is making some trades difficult. For instance, cornerback Jalen Ramsey is a player they might consider moving, but his hefty contract is a sticking point. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler noted, "A lot of these teams are scared off by the money because of the $24 million guaranteed. I do know he's due to be traded sometime soon, so I think in the next week or two I can see things materializing." While Ramsey's future is uncertain, another All-Pro talent, wide receiver Tyreek Hill, and his $90 million contract have also been subjects of trade speculation. Hill, however, recently sounded committed to proving his value in Miami, stating, "Every day I'm trying to prove that I'm one of those guys that this team can count on in crucial moments. It was tough. Emotions were high. At the end of the day, I just want to move forward. Hopefully, I can prove my worth and to my teammates that I'm still one of them." Despite Hill's comments, the financial realities in Miami keep trade whispers alive, and one intriguing potential landing spot for the electrifying receiver is the Atlanta Falcons. The proposed rationale is compelling. Michael Penix Jr. has the potential to turn the Falcons into a top 10 offense, but he might need another weapon to get there, and Hill would help open up more room for Kyle Pitts, in addition to Drake London. He's basically a supercharged version of Darnell Mooney. Imagine an offense featuring Penix throwing to Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and the game-breaking speed of Tyreek Hill. It's a tantalizing prospect for Falcons fans. Adding fuel to this fire, Hill has reportedly undergone a physical transformation this offseason, losing weight to further enhance his already world-class speed. If such a trade were to materialize, it would be a blockbuster. For the Dolphins, it would provide significant salary cap relief, albeit at the cost of one of the league's most dynamic playmakers. For the Falcons, acquiring Hill would instantly elevate their receiving core to elite status, providing Penix Jr. with an incredible arsenal and potentially transforming their offense into one of the most dangerous in the NFL. The cost, both in terms of draft capital and absorbing Hill's contract, would be substantial for Atlanta, but the potential payoff could be a game changer. What are your thoughts on this wild trade proposal? Could you see Tyreek Hill in a Falcons uniform? What would it take for Atlanta to make such a move, and would it be worth it? Share your opinions in the comments below. While it remains highly speculative, the idea of Tyreek Hill joining the Atlanta Falcons is a fascinating, what a scenario that highlights the constant churn and potential for blockbuster moves in the NFL. The future of Kirk Cousins with the Atlanta Falcons remains shrouded in uncertainty, with trade rumors continuing to swirl and the Cleveland Browns emerging as a particularly interesting potential suitor. Despite reports that Atlanta has shown little interest in trading him, the situation is far from settled, especially given Cousins' apparent discontent. The veteran quarterback, who is 35 years old, notably opted out of organized team activities, OTAs, after being benched late last season in favor of rookie Michael Penix Jr. It's even reported that Cousins directly contacted Falcons owner Arthur Blank, requesting his release and indicating a willingness to forego his $27.5 million in guaranteed salary, a clear sign of his desire for a fresh start. With this escalating tension and a clearly unhappy quarterback, the questions intensify. What happens next, and could the Cleveland Browns swoop in? According to ESPN Atlanta reporter Mark Raimondi, a trade sending Cousins to the Browns made more sense than other rumored destinations like the Pittsburgh Steelers or return to the Minnesota Vikings. Raimondi even outlined a potential deal structure: Kenny Pickett, a 2026 sixth-round pick, and financial considerations heading to Atlanta in exchange for Cousins and a 2026 seventh-round pick. This destination always made the most sense for Cousins, who has a long history with Browns coach Kevin Stefanski from their time together in Minnesota. Raimondi wrote, he suggested that after going through OTAs and minicamp, the Browns might realize they need another veteran to compete for the starting job. Cleveland's current quarterback room, with Deshaun Watson still recovering from an Achilles injury, is inspiring overwhelming confidence. As Raimondi noted, Cleveland currently has Joe Flacco, rookies Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders, and Pickett competing for the starting quarterback job, with Deshaun Watson out. In this proposed trade scenario, the Falcons could agree to pay $17.5 million of Cousins' guaranteed money for 2025, with Kenny Pickett then becoming Atlanta's new QB2. Such a deal could offer benefits for both sides. Cleveland would acquire an experienced veteran in Cousins, who already has a strong rapport with Coach Stefanski, potentially stabilizing their quarterback position. Atlanta, meanwhile, would gain significant salary cap relief and bring in a developmental quarterback in Pickett, aligning with their youth movement. What are your thoughts on this potential trade? Do the Browns make the most sense for Kirk Cousins? And what do you think the Falcons should ultimately do with their disgruntled veteran quarterback? Let us know your opinions in the comments below. The Kirk Cousins saga continues to be a major storyline, and whether he stays in Atlanta or finds a new home in Cleveland or elsewhere remains one of the offseason's most compelling questions.